Okay. Hi, this is Ice Blue 3. Currently, it is April the 8th, 2026, right? So, this might be my last video. I don't, in regards to astrology or whatever. Um, Basically, last night I was up drinking or whatever. Next thing you know, I go try to go to my Twitter account to review some things that I posted, and it said that my account is suspended or locked. It's like, I'm like, the world, you've been reported. And so I'm like, look, I don't want to do this shit already as is. There's a reason why I don't have an Instagram account. There's a reason why I don't have a Facebook account. It's because when I tried to create my Instagram account, right, I subscribed to Donald Trump, um, Tucker Carlson, two other astrologers, and Carrie Lake. And like 12 hours later, I got a notification saying that my account is suspended because they thought I was a bot. And every time I tried to step in and tried to appeal that notion or whatever, it wouldn't go through. So I said, screw it. I don't want to do this shit anyway. I don't want to do astrology. I don't want to do YouTube. I don't want to be making these posts in regards to Twitter or X or True Social or whatever. It's just that things lined up to the point where I had to do it because anyway, looking at my astrology and just my life in general, like I'm trying to get a regular career, nothing works. And so it's like the astrology showed that the only thing that did work was basically astrology and trying to make posts online. And so I ran into a situation where that Peter Nine, or the founder of AstroSeek, he basically closed down his farms. So, and he made the farms were not public anymore. So my skills as an astrologer were not getting promoted or put out there. So that was the only reason why I created my first Instagram account, then YouTube account. Well, no, first I created a YouTube account, and then I tried to create an Instagram account and an X account and other accounts or whatever. So, and Instagram, it just didn't work out. So I'm like, I'm not gonna try that hard. I won't put in about like 10% of effort at best. Even these YouTube videos is 10% effort at best. I'm like, imagine me giving 100%. So, and I did make most, if not all, my predictions came true. This is just 10% of my effort. And I'm only using one technique, that's progressions. There are transits as well. But anyway, that's besides the point. I don't want to do this shit. And it's like I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? Um, God, um, let's see what's more important, or who is more important, me or whatever uh words you're trying to get out there. Cause I'm like, fuck it, I don't really give a shit. Like, cause when I go scorched earth, I burn everything down. Ask every one of my previous bosses about me. They they remember me. Just saying. So my point, I quit. I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I mean, I don't care. I don't want to do astrology. You don't understand. I don't want to do astrology. It's the only thing that works. But let me pause a second. Let me pause a second. Okay, but I'm just saying. Do you really think? I mean, just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just venting because there's like nobody really here watching. I mean, I literally only have like 45 subscribers on YouTube. I had 33 subscribers on no 32 subscribers on Twitter. Now it's zero. Zero. And all posts are gone. Even the post I made in regards to Charlie Kirk and him getting assassinated, I predicted his death like 4 hours before he was killed. But that's gone on Twitter, right? Luckily, I have a video that I think I showed like the I showed in the video footage. It shows like me showing the exact time that I predicted his death or whatever. So look like I got that. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm like, my whole point in regards to creating this YouTube channel was to show the astrology was going on inside of Hillary Clinton's chart, and then it led to Bill Clinton's chart. Me seeing that Bill Clinton was going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. I thought that when you when I thought of the Monica Lewinsky scandal, I thought of Hillary Clinton. But if you think about it, it really happened to Bill Clinton. Understand that that event happened when I was like, what, 1998? I was 8 years old. I couldn't count to 10 at the time. So, and so throughout me trying to give the astrology of the upcoming event that's going to happen in regards to Bill Clinton, I did end up predicting several things. I predicted the Signal chat leak in regards to JD Vance. I predicted the Charlie Kirk assassination, of course. I predicted on November the 5th, 2025, that Donald Trump would be shocked. And on that day, Zoran Mandami, I believe he won the election. But also around that day, there was Donald Trump was hosting this Trump RX meeting. Press meeting. And there's this man, he killed over, fell over. He didn't die, but whatever Trump was promoting in regards to his Trump RX drugs or whatever, I'm not taking that shit. But anyway, my point. So, and this is just me giving like 10% effort. Imagine if I actually really gave a damn, but I don't care. I hate doing astrology. I never want to be an astrologer. I don't want to be an astrologer. So let me pause for a second. Oh yeah, and I did predict the opening of the government that happened on November 13th, 2025. I thought it was gonna be like something in regards to Bill Clinton and some kind of major event in regards to him. And it kind of was. It led to the House and the Senate and Donald Trump passing the Epstein Transparency Act. And the thing about it is they have been debating over that ever since July 5th, I believe, 2025. And so it finally got passed after the government came back open on November 13th, 2025. So I did predict that, and it was and I thought it was going to be in relation to Bill Clinton, and in the future it possibly will be. But anyway, let me pause for a second, because like I'm saying, I'm just going to vent. This is probably my last video in regards to astrology. My next video is probably going to be in regards to Tommy Tuberville in Alabama, and me making another video in regards to why I would not be voting a straight ticket in regards to the upcoming midterm elections. So if Chad Chick Martin is the front runner in regards to the Democratic pick or whatever, I would be voting for him in regards to the governor. But I will be voting Republican for the rest of everybody, except for the person who I really want out is Andy Witt of Alabama. And Kay Ivey, she's going to be going anyway, but still, I want Andy Witt out in regards to the politics of Alabama. Anyway, let me pause for a second. And if you don't know, Andy Witt, he's a lawmaker inside of Alabama. He produced a law titled HB or House Bill 445, where he basically banned hemp products in Alabama, specifically vapes and the flower or whatever. And it caused a lot of businesses to shut down. But not only that, it led to the death of a black 18-year-old man. His name was Jabari Peoples. And he was killed before the bill went into effect, with the police officer who killed him citing that he smelled marijuana, but understanding that hemp and marijuana has the same smell. But Jabari Peoples was killed on June the 23rd, 2025. And Andy Witt's bill, HB 445, went into effect on July the 1st, 2025, I believe. And there were several hemp shops that sold vapes and hemp and stuff like that. And they were being raided before the deadline of July 1st, 2025. And they were raided on the same day that Jabari Peoples was killed, mind you. So that was my point in regards to that. So let me pause for a second. Okay, additionally, Kay Ivey, she signed a bill that made it so that if the citizens of Alabama, if they request body cam footage in regards to like an event, just like the event that killed Jabari Peoples in regards to the police officer, the police department, they don't have to release the footage, and they did not release the full footage of Jabari Peoples' killing. And so that's why I wanted her out anyway. But her term is up, so there's that as well. And crazy enough, Chad Chig Martin or whatever, he plans on doing prison reform, and he plans on and he also his business was also affected by House Bill 445 or HB 445 in regards to Andy Witt. So let me pause a second. Now I did say that Tommy Tuberville, he's doing the same thing that oh goodness. Let me pause a second. Get his name. I think the man's name is Jeff Sessions. I think he some stuff went down in regards to him all the way back in 2017, where I think he stepped down to get a different position inside of Alabama, and he ended up losing a race in regards to Alabama. I think his name was Jeff Sessions. Anyway, so I said Tommy Tuberville, he's doing the same thing that Jeff Sessions did all the way back in 2017, I think. And in the end, a Democrat, he basically took over Alabama for I believe 2 years. What was his name? Pause a second. So the man's name was Doug Jones. He was a Democrat that basically I think he took over the Senate in Alabama I think for either 2 or 4 years. I don't care. But it's crazy. Jeff Sessions. It's crazy that Pam Bundy, she only served basically 2 years in regards to the Attorney General. However, when you think about Jeff Sessions, he only served 2 years, 2017 and 18. So there's a pattern there. And I think what is it? Jeff Sessions, he stepped down. He had previously served as a senator from Alabama from 1997 to 2017 before resigning that position to serve as the Attorney General for the first administration of Donald Trump. And Trump fired Sessions in 2018 due to his inaction and recusal from a Russian collusion probe. And Jeff Sessions was from Alabama. Go figure. Let me pause a second. So I'm thinking about Pam Bundy, like a pattern in regards to Pam Bundy. Anyway, let me pause. Pam Bundy getting fired. So pause for a second. Okay, I'm back. I forgot why I stopped that. I think I stopped Pam Bundy. I mean, basically, it shows that Donald Trump has a track record. The thing about it, you know, the funny thing is that Pam Bundy, she can say all this crazy stuff under oath because she is the person who does the prosecuting, right? Because she is the Attorney General. However, when she's out of that position, okay, all the stuff that she said under oath, she or did not say under oath, which could be considered obstruction, right, of justice. She can be prosecuted for that. So it's interesting that she's still subpoenaed to testify. She's still subpoenaed to testify under oath, and on the 14th, blah, she can just let the cat out of the bag because she's under oath and she doesn't know what's going to happen in her future. Because Donald Trump has a track record of letting somebody do something and then flipping on them. I'm thinking about what was it, Stormy Daniels and pause. Stormy Daniels and pause. Okay, so the man's name is Michael Cohen. And he served as Trump's lawyer. From 2006 to 2018. So 2018 was just a crazy year. Trump just flipped on everybody. but yeah, anyway. So I guess my point is that pretty much on April the 14th, 15th, 16th, Donald Trump's gonna be ready to flip the table over. Maybe it might be Pam Bundy. She's like, look, I ain't finna step and go down for this shit, or for trying to protect your ass, or trying to whatever. And let the cat out of the bag. Anyway, so moving on. So I'm just talking about this. Is probably my last video. I want to give a little bit more astrology, the main astrology, because I'm not gonna go down this whole shitty fucking list in regards to everybody's transits and progressions or whatever. And I don't give a shit about whatever's to come. I don't care. I don't care. I told you I did not want to do astrology, and I gave God like look. As a matter of fact, I was walking, meditating on the astrology like I normally do, and a fly yesterday, it flew and landed on my arm right here, and then flew away. And sometimes I get signs. Just like I had an incident with a relative, and there was like a flurry of flies that came here, and it was like I knew it was gonna be an incident. And so I was expecting like something in regards to the relative that yesterday, but it was this shit. It was Twitter basically suspending my account or closing my account. And like I said, I had what 32 subscribers. Like, like I don't. if I was doing the shit for me, if I was doing it for clout or whatever, I mean, I would care. I would be trying to just get subscribers from everywhere, like everywhere. I don't give a shit about this shit. I don't want to do astrology. I don't want to be famous. As a matter of fact, I wish I could just run. I just wish I could just buy a lottery ticket, win, and just disappear. That's all I want to do. But no, 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 no. The only way it seems like I can actually get anything, have anything productive in regards to my career, it seems like it's something dealing with astrology. Anyway, so my point. On to my Dan Bongino and the sacrifice he made in regards to just the Republican Party in general. And the thing about it is that him having to get in front of like TV on, I believe, I can't say this woman's name, but he got in front of he got in front of a camera with Cash Patel beside him, and he said that Epstein did in fact kill himself, and this basically destroyed, in a lot of people's opinion, destroyed his credibility. And understand he has his Dan Bongino show, and so only God knows how many subscribers he's lost in regards to just that in general. But trying to do something in regards to the Republican Party and the things that have been done to him for the past few years in regards to Democrats attacking the Republicans. Anyway, I hope it sounds better than I think it does, because I'm tired. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm like, thank God this shit happened, so I can just be like, I'm done. I don't care. I don't want to do this shit anyway. So let me pause a second. Okay, so like I said inside of my in one of my previous videos, I don't remember now, but I said that Donald Trump, his ascendant is conjunct the fixed star Regulus, and his son, which is the ruler of his ascendant, right? Anyway, his son, which is his ascendant rules, is in Leo. Regulus, the fixed star Regulus is inside the sign of Leo, and Donald Trump's ascendant is conjunct the fixed star Regulus, which is inside the sign of Leo, and Leo rules the sun. And so Donald Trump's natal sun is inside of the sign of Gemini. And Gemini is a sign of duality, where you can say a person, they can say one thing and do something else. They say it's two-faced, but it's just duality. I have a Gemini moon, by the way, so it's like I can kind of understand what goes on in the Gemini's head sometimes. But anyway, so my point is that you may see Trump as one way, and it could be a whole different story behind the scenes or in front of the scenes or whatever. And so my point is that you have to be very, very careful with people like that. And so I'm looking at Dan Bongino. He risked everything, his Dan Bongino show, and he basically, you could say when things come out, you could say that he probably lost a lot of credibility. Pam Bundy, I don't know what she possibly could lose or have lost in regards to her situation or whatever, or in the future could possibly lose. However, she did go under oath and said a lot of things I forgot now. But anyway, also Cash Patel, he was under oath, and he said that Epstein did in fact kill himself. And when Kennedy, he asked Epstein about, he asked Cash Patel about Epstein. Anyway, I'm so tired. I'm so happy that this situation happened in regards to my ex account getting suspended or messed up or whatever. I don't want to do this shit anyway. I don't care. I might just start leaning more into politics. So yeah, there's that. In regards to the politics of Alabama, I actually give a shit about that. So let me pause for a second to see if there's anything else I want to vent about, because I'm just venting. I hope this doesn't sound too crazy, or I hope it makes sense, because I'm really just jumping from thought to thought, because it's yeah. Anyways, let me pause a second. Okay, so Doug Jones. I guess I'm going from thought to thought. Doug Jones, he's a Democratic politician, and he served as the United States Senator for Alabama from 2018 to 2021. So that's 4 years, right? And I think that pause. So again, I don't know if I said this right or wrong, but Doug Jones, he served as a United States Senator from Alabama from 2018 to 2021. 2021. Let me pause. So Jeff Sessions, he served as United States Senator from Alabama from 1997 to 2017 to before resigning that position to serve as Attorney General in the first administration of Donald Trump, where he was fired a year later. And so he served. Pause. So Jeff Sessions served 20 years as a senator for Alabama, and as soon as he set up and like tried to set up and like back up Trump or whatever by sacrificing that position to serve as Attorney General, Trump fired him a year later, lost his whole career. Go figure. And then let's see here, Michael Cohen. I think he served as Donald Trump's attorney from 2006 to 2018, and yeah, I think after that he got basically shafted. But anyway, I'm not trying to bash Trump. I'm just saying that that Trump has a track record that he can say one thing and do a whole other. He can pull a whole goddamn backflip on your ass. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna go through the astrology. The stuff that I did predict in regards to Bill Clinton and the future astrology. And it's gonna be like roughly about like 7 or 8 progressions that hit inside of his chart that shows that something's gonna happen. So let me pause for a second to get that astrology, and I'm gonna call it quits. I'm done. Oh yeah, Michael Cohen. So he served 3 years in federal prison, and his fines were asset forfeiture and disbarment. So moving on. Pause. Okay, so looking at the astrology for Bill Clinton, on July 5th, 2025, his progressed moon made an opposition to his natal ascendant, and that was on a day that I believe the DOJ, they released a memo saying that Epstein did in fact kill himself and that Epstein did not have a client list. Now this astrology was shown all the way back on January 26th, 1998, right? Where again his progressed moon made an opposition to his natal ascendant, and that was when Bill Clinton claimed to not have had sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. So moving forward, the next progression that hit in Bill Clinton's chart. Pause. Okay, so on October the 11th, 2025, that's when Bill Clinton, his progressed Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus. And keep in mind that Bill Clinton's progressed Uranus began a retrograde on December 5th, 1985. This is 2 days before Danny Williams Clinton was born. He is a black man from Little Rock, Arkansas, who claims to be Bill Clinton's black biological son. So I'll get to the astrology later on, but I'm just going to go down the list or whatever. So a month later, on November the 13th, right, 2025, Bill Clinton, his progressive moon, made a trine to his progressive ascendant, and this is the day that the government came back open. And days later on, I believe on November 19th or whatever, Donald Trump, the House, the Senate, and Donald Trump signed a bill called the Epstein Transparency Act, where they said that basically all the files in regards to Epstein should be released to the public by December the 19th, 2025, by the DOJ. And so on the 19th of December 2025, Pam Bondi, she did release several files, but not all of them. I think she released like 3 million, but there was like about, only God knows how many actual Epstein files there are that have not been released to the public yet. So anyway, let me pause a second to get the last time this happened. So the last time this happened where Bill Clinton's progressed moon made the aspect. The last time this happened when Bill Clinton's progressed moon made an aspect to his progressive ascendant was on December 26th, 1998, and that was days after the beginning of Bill Clinton's impeachment. Bill Clinton's impeachment began on December the 19th, 1998. So there's that. However, let me move on. Let me move forward. Let me pause a second. Okay, so on January the 14th, 2026, that's when Donald Trump, he had a progressed aspect to his Saturn. And on this day, it came out that Bill and Hillary Clinton, they missed their depositions in regards to being subpoenaed by, I believe, James Comer. they were supposed to testify under in front of Congress. They missed that deposition. And so in Bill Clinton's chart, it was shown on January 17th, 2026, where his progressed moon made a sextile to his progressed nodes. And it's around the time that James Comer tried to hold the Clintons in contempt of Congress. So we go back and see when was the last time this happened in regards to Bill Clinton's chart. Pause. Okay, so the last time this happened inside of Bill Clinton's chart, where his progressed moon made an aspect to his progressed nodes, was on September 15th, 1998. I think there was some news in regards to Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky around this time, but I forgot now. So let me pause. Okay, today is currently April the 8th, right? Ooh, yeah, 2026. I gotta get back to today's astrology. Let me pause a second. Okay, so on May the 4th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make a sextile to his natal nodes. Let me see the last time this happened. Okay, so the last time this happened for Bill Clinton was on November 24th, 1998. And that's when his progressed moon made a sextile to his natal nodes. And this was like roughly about 20 days before the impeachment began. So that's May 2026. On June 13th, 2026, that's when Bill Clinton is going to go through the same astrology as the beginning of the actual trial that he went through in 1999. And so that's where his progressed moon will make an aspect to his Chiron, I believe. I believe it will oppose his natal Chiron. And the last time this happened inside of Bill Clinton's chart was on January 4th, 1999. However, the trial for Bill Clinton's impeachment happened on January the 7th, 1999. And so moving on, so on July 20th, 2026. Now again, that the same astrology for the trial for Bill Clinton, it happens on June the 13th, 2026. So moving forward, so on July the 20th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make a quincunx to his natal moon, and that should be the end of whatever scandal that goes on now. And the last time this happened, where Bill Clinton's progressed moon makes a quincunx to his natal moon, it happens, I believe, it happened on February the 9th. Let me pause a second. Yeah, so it happened on February the 9th, 1999, where Bill Clinton's progressed moon made a semi-sextile to his natal moon. That was the end of his impeachment, and his impeachment ended on February 12th, 1999. So let me pause a second to get Danny Williams / Clinton's astrology. Well, the astrology in regards to Danny Williams Clinton. So let me pause a second. Okay, so I need to say this, that on August 9th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make a sextile to his progressed and natal Uranus, since they conjoined, I believe, on October the 11th, 2025. Let me pause a second. Well, no, let me say this. On October 9th, 2025, that was when Hillary Clinton, she missed her deposition, her first deposition in regards to the to being subpoenaed in regards to the pause. To being subpoenaed in regards to in regards to the investigation into Epstein. And October 14th was the day that Bill Clinton was subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress in regards to Epstein. And understanding that was Charlie Kirk's birthday, but not only that, it was George Floyd's birthday, but it was also the day after Christopher Columbus Day. Also around October, let me pause. So October 11th was when Bill Clinton's progressed Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus. On October 11th, I think Donald Trump, he was snubbed in regards to getting the Nobel Peace Prize, and it was given to a Venezuelan lady. Her name was Maria Machado. So let's see here. Let me pause a second. Also on November the 6th or the 8th, 2025, that's when Danny Williams / Clinton, he released his book called The Forgotten Son. Mind you. So let's see here. So I'm gonna get to his astrology and I'm gonna call it quits. Pause. My point in saying all that was that pretty much for Bill Clinton, his progressed Uranus began to retrograde on December the 5th, 1985. And it's taken 41 years to reconjoin his natal Uranus. Pause. Okay, so here's the full astrological lore of Bill Clinton's alleged black love child or whatever, Danny Williams Clinton. So Arkansas seceded from the Union on May the 6th, 1861. The Little Rock 9 Arkansas event happened on September 25th, 1957. Just look into it as major racial discrimination that happened all the way back in 1957. So 28 years later, And that's the Saturn return of the Arkansas's Little Rock 9 event. Or 1957 plus 28 years equals 1985, and that's the year of the birth of Danny Williams Clinton. So let's see here. Moving on. So Bill Clinton became governor of Little Rock, Arkansas in 1979 through the years 1981 and 1893 through the years 1992. Moving on. So the timeline of events regarding Danny Williams / Clinton. Around March/April 1985, his mother, Bobby Ann Williams, she was impregnated, possibly while Bill Clinton was out jogging. Moving on, so looking at the astrology via Bill Clinton's chart, on November 10th, 1985, his progressed Saturn from the 10th house in Leo made a sextile to his natal Mars from the first house in Scorpio. Okay, so a day later, on November 11th, 1985, his progressed Mars from the first house in the sign of Scorpio made a square to his natal Saturn from the 10th house, in the 10th house in the sign of Leo. The astrological meaning of this means it's a major karmic and a very rare astrological aspect, and it's angering, infuriating, and violent with the planet Mars. Depressing, emotional block / loss and restriction, Saturn. In regards to the image, first house, status and career, 10th house. Mars in the sign of Scorpio, hidden dark sexual secrets, Scorpio. Saturn in Leo, pride, ego, kingship, Leo. Could this astrology have alluded to the birth of a mixed race child in a very racist state by someone whose life was mostly influenced by voters of the said racist state? It would make sense looking at Bill Clinton's astrology. Moving on. So on December 5th, 1985, Bill Clinton's progressed Uranus began to retrograde. And on December 7th, 1985, that was the birth of Danny Williams / Clinton. Let's see here. Okay, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna call it quits. I mean, my Twitter account was destroyed. I don't really give a shit. I don't want to do this shit anyway. So, I also sing a few lines of "Crazy" from Gnarls Barkley. Hopefully my voice doesn't crack, and if it does, I don't really give a shit. I don't care. So let me find the lyrics real quick, and then we'll call it quits. Pause. I mean, have you ever had so much crazy shit happen in your life where you're like, you know what, God, hey, you fix it, because I really don't give a shit no more. And so, I mean, honestly, the song by Gnarls Barkley, "Crazy," it was stuck in my head like for the past like 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, why is this song stuck in my head? And so I just don't know bits and pieces of the song. And I'm like, I'm not, I just probably I cannot talk right. I'll probably quote the lyrics because I'm just reading here. So anyway, I think it goes like, I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Oh, it's much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. And I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Oh, come on now, who do you think you are? Ha ha ha, bless your soul. Ooh. You really think you in control? God, he really thinks he's in control. I think you're crazy. Oh, I think you're crazy. Oh, I think you're crazy. But not like me. I'm crazier, bitch. Whew. I want to end it right there. If YouTube bans me, oh fucking well. God, you fix it because I don't give a shit no more. Didn't give a shit from the start. Erase everything. I would go down every video and erase everything, but you know what? I'm like, you know what? God, you fix it. Because I don't give a shit. I appealed the Twitter situation or whatever, and hopefully they'll let it go through or whatever. If not, I don't care. I said what I said. I do know that in the future, looking at my chart, that I may run into an issue mid-May, and I think it's around the primaries in regards to a lot of states, including Alabama. I think that's when Chad Chick Martin, he may be primaried or whatever. He may lose, and it may upset me or whatever, because it shows that I may be upset around the time, or I might go through a situation. I don't know, but I do know that my astrologist said that I was supposed to have said something very, very important from the months of March 2025 all the way up to May 2026. So I've been saying the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, it's I'm just repeating myself, and it gets old. So I don't really care. I don't want to do this shit. So I'm just venting, ranting. So hopefully I don't look too crazy. I'm talking about the sun crazy. And think about this, and what I really want to do, because the only reason why I pushed so hard, I didn't really push that hard. It's just 10% of me giving a damn. Was when I saw Jennifer Boozer's shop, Canabama, get closed down, and saw this woman crying, and I called her store, and I think the exact time was 2:22 p.m. And I heard this woman wailing, crying, just trying to get her shop, trying to keep her shop open. That's what put the fire inside of me, to fight for her. So I don't give a shit about Republicans, Democrats, Donald Trump, whatever. I don't care. Like I said, I'm thinking about this song. It Ain't Over Until It's Over. By Mary J. Blige, DJ Khaled. I think it goes like, nights stay young, they don't play. Made my last call, don't hold your breath. Every day makes something out of nothing. Move a mountain and still keep running. Never calm down, make no mistakes. They can't say, hey, ooh, that my end is on the horizon. When I wait, ooh, all I see is the sunrise. Voice crack right there. Just when you thought I said all there was to say, I get the last word. It ain't over till it's over. Just when you thought I did all there was to do, I get the last word. It ain't over till it's over. Oh, 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 oh. It ain't over till it's over. Voice cracked again. Oh, 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 oh. It ain't over till it's over. Voice crack, but it is what it is. Bye. I quit.